So I want to make sure we get into the Vatican.
Okay.
You go down this elevator.
Yes.
You're on an invited mission to try to figure out what the heck this tetrahedron thing is.
Right.
So what do you see? Let's first just tell me what the elevator looked like. Anything unusual about the elevator?
No, it was a very large elevator, larger than normal. You could fit a car in it.
Oh, wow.
Normal elevator, very clean.
Okay. Round, square?
No, square.
Okay.
Yeah, rectangular, yeah.
So the doors open, and what do you see?
We walk in. The floor was white, walls were white. It was like a black rail. And
A black rail where?
there's just like a black rail around the inside of like a rail you could hold on to.
Okay. On the walls?
Yeah, on the walls, about 3 feet up.
Okay.
And there was no windows, no glass, nothing like that. It was a normal elevator. It was very silent. I didn't know it actually started moving.
Oh.
It was like the most quietest elevator I've ever. You know, you usually feel the little bounce.
Right.
There was no bounce. It was like we were sitting there actually just talking whenever we got everyone. And when the doors shut, I was like, "Is someone like gonna push a button or something?" Like I get antsy, you know, like.
Right.
And then I was like, and all of a sudden, like in a minute, like the doors open, and I was like, "What? Like what? Vatican elevator's broken?"
Are you wearing some kind of uniform or civvies at this point, or what?
I'm wearing civvies, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the civvies. Yeah, nothing special.
So you go in after the doors open,
Right.
and what do you see?
The first thing I see is a giant auditorium type area. It reminded me, and I don't like referring to movies, but in Harry Potter's Hogwarts, I think it was like the vault system with all the little trolls where you look up and you see all these square vaults, you know, but it was very rustic. This was spotless, clean. It was beautiful glass everywhere. It was just like
Oh my God.
these huge cubicles of glass, and some were different sizes. So it was really neat. And through these cubicles of glass were all these metal strips and lines. And then there were these platforms about 6 feet in diameter that could travel, you know, to any of these things. And there was no jerky movements to them. They just kind of flowed and then could turn but
wow.
only on angles. You know, they didn't do like circles or anything to whatever. And there was many people on these things doing things with the vaults and looking through them and doing things. But I didn't get to go. I was only on the first floor.
So this is kind of different. I mean, this is why I wanted you to say this, and why I wanted to do this right now. Is Vatican Library? You think it's like stacks of books and bookshelves?
Well,
this is very different.
Well, we're getting to that.
Okay.
Because we had to walk through this area to get to that that other stuff you see in the movies of, you know, books everywhere and
But
things
what you're
like
describing
that.
right now is like straight out of a sci-fi movie. It must have been just breathtakingly incredible.
It was the most amazing thing, one of the most amazing things I've ever seen, because the glass too, I was like, this is, you know, they keep all this cool equipment behind this glass. I'm thinking that's ridiculous. Glass can break and earthquakes and, you know, whatever, explosions. And he's like, oh no, that's not glass, that's metal. That's a type of metal.
Wow. Like
the
transparent
head
aluminum,
director,
maybe, something like that.
Yeah, it was like well, he said he just said it was a metal, it's not glass. That's what he said, that's all he said. He didn't give specifics, and I wasn't there to learn about the glass, even though I wanted to know.
So what was behind the glass? Let's just be clear on that.
Many different things. I mean, there was equipment back there that I've never seen before. Some things look like weapons, something look like scrolls, but on big plaques of like kind of like look like plexiglass, like stacks of them, and they all had their own thing. There's no labeling on the outside of these doors, so you know.
Wow.
None. No numbers, no symbols. It's just a gigantic, like 6 floors of these cubicles.
Jeez.
Unreal. I mean, and like I said, cubicles there too were as small as like a foot, and some were as big as like 20 feet.
Was the thing like a hexagon or like a square?
It was all square.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
It was all square.
Wow.
Yeah. So as we were walking, I did notice some equipment that looked like giant, those drogies, you know, those ancient brass things that they used to hold up.
Tibet.
Yeah, in Tibet. I noticed like they were in the shape of that, but they were solid and they were luminous.
Wow.
And there was no electrical cords going to it at all.
I've always thought that the double door J thing is some kind of technology that they just emulated with these little sculptures they have.
Right, but
Made it
this
in-
was like a really cool, artistic, modern, ultra modern version.
Wow.
It was really neat with really cool edges on it, and
Wow.
and it glue. It was glowing, and there was no like electrical cords in there or sockets. It was just there.
Wow.
So, and you have to understand, I wasn't there for that, so I can't stop. This is not like, walking through the Louvre, of course.
Yeah.
We're on a mission, and you just keep your mouth shut, and we go where we're going to go, which we wanted to go to the archives to find out about this, this device, or this ship, this craft with this light.